I don't know about all of you, but sometimes in the trainings that I've done or in conversations I've had with friends or family, I've had this discussion of, well, what has the pandemic situation brought to my life in a positive way, and then what has it taken away? And this uh, these presenters and this call, and Violet, the chance to get to hear from you is something that in this format is something that the pandemic's definitely brought. And I will say that another example is that our next presenter, who's Jackie Flynn. You there?
Yes, yes. Thank you, Karen, so much.
So,
Um,
so you're, I'm Jack. Jackie contacted me right because of the apps, and we just had such a great discussion. And I can't, what you do, all the your private practice work, your training of other therapists, your um group, your Facebook group, that just is this incredible resource, which I put in emails, but we'll also put again in the chat, Jackie, so that everyone can see. I can't believe the network that you've done, which is like what, 10,000 people and
mhm,
growing?
yeah, almost like 2,500 now.
Ah, phenomenal. And I have a feeling it will be plus 70, although some people on this call are probably already doing that. So you have generously agreed to present to us today uh, something that we can learn. And Max, in the chat, you have a couple of the handouts. Are you there? So Jackie, you
Sorry, yeah, I am here. I was muted, but I do. I could drop them in there. Yeah.
okay? Thank you very much. So Jackie, thank you for being here. Thanks for presenting. I'm turning this over to you, and I'm excited.
Oh, thank you. When I found out about you through the online sand tray, I just fell in love with your work. And when I met you and then I met Violet, I truly feel like I've been given a gift. And to be on this call is, I can't even tell you what I'm feeling in my body right now. I just feel just the overwhelming gratitude, which is
Well,
actually what we're going to
that's
talk.
your topic, so perfect.
Yeah, it's actually the felt sense of emotions. But we're going to talk about how we can help our clients not only identify, but also to release any kind of activation in their body. So, in the chat, you may have access to my book. It's something that you can use with your clients, but there's a sheet too that you can use on virtual sessions, but you can also use them in in-person sessions as well. So basically, the thought process behind this is we really need to help our clients and do this for ourselves to just really understand that felt sense of emotions. When we can identify where it is in our body and we put our attention to it, then we can have more kind of influence over kind of pulling ourselves back into the zone of regulation. So I had a graphic designer create these, just kind of showing the names of the emotions and what the felt sense in the body is like. Of course, it may seem a little bit different from person to person, but this is something that I use in session quite frequently as just at the beginning of the session. As a child trauma therapist, I have them scan their body and we both scan our body and kind of be like that external regulator that Alan Shore talks about, to be able to identify what we're feeling in our body. And what we know about from like Dr. Dan Siegel, he talks about the importance of naming the emotions. So when you can name the emotion and really know what it feels like, that in itself is very integrative. It integrates your right and your left hemisphere, and it just helps it to de-escalate in your body. It's something that when you try it yourself and you put a name to something, whether it's I feel betrayed or I feel grateful, even thinking about I felt grateful when I was just speaking, I could feel tingles all through my arms and maybe like an urge to tear up. So that's very helpful in our sessions with our clients because it gives them not only more awareness, but once they have awareness, then they can influence what's happening. So we can look at it through the kind of the lens of the window of tolerance. I know Pat Ogden is, she's one of the early pioneers of this concept, and Dr. Siegel coined the term the window of tolerance. But basically, having that green zone, that's where we're in our optimal state. The red zone, when things are just too much, and the blue zone, when you're feeling like that hypo aroused. So this one's hyper aroused too much, this one's regulated, the window of tolerance, and this one's hypo-aroused. So in the chat, if you get my book, this is one of the pages from the book. So when you teach this to clients and you do it in session, then you help them to be kind of more. I think of it in the Angry Octopus book as like I'm the boss of my body, like helping them to be more kind of aware and in control. And these little these having them kind of be able to kind of be familiar with the little somatic people, I call them. I don't know what else to name them, but when you can kind of give that image to them, then in the moment, they're more likely to be able to identify that. Here's something that I've been using in my online sessions with my real little kids, like the 4 and 5 year olds that we're doing the virtual play therapy with and telehealth. So we call it the green me, the red me, and the blue me. And if you look at it through like the lens of the polyvagal theory, they have like the ventral vagal, the sympathetic, and then dorsal. So each one of these, you can identify even throughout their play which one they are, and then do different activities. And we're going to practice a couple of these just real briefly. What can pull you from your red me to your green me, and from your blue me to your green me. And one amazing way to do this is through play. Play just naturally widens that window of tolerance because kids will stay in a state of distress. Anybody, really, it doesn't even matter your age. You will stay in a state of distress longer if you're playing. You will allow people to irritate you longer. You will allow yourself to kind of go out of your comfort zone to do things that you don't necessarily feel confident doing when you're playing. So play naturally does that. That's why that child centered play is so very valuable. So we're just going to practice. I know I'm short on time. I don't want to take up too much time. So we're just going to practice some of these activities, very simple activities that can pull you from either your red zone or your blue zone back into your green zone. This right here, even looking at it makes my mouth water, right? So imagine I'm in my red zone. I'm feeling really nervous. My heart is pounding, and I'm ready to jump out of my skin. I can think of a lemon and really walk myself through that visualization, and it can pull me back into the green zone. Because what happens when our brain goes into this fight or flight, freeze or collapse, it kind of sends a message to that digestive system, says, hey, digestive system, all this happens like in a mini micro like that. Hey, you need to kind of shut down. We need to conserve the energy for the brain. We need to keep us safe. So when you can have the salivatory response activated, when you can help the client to kind of have like mouth watering experience, it can naturally pull them back into their green zone. It can circumvent a panic attack. So just looking at this lemon, I want you just to imagine biting into it, and it's super cold. When you bite into it, it's just so sour and so bitter. You can feel your mouth water, and you just want to swallow. And it's just so bitter that the more you chew on it, you're getting the pulp in your mouth. Notice what's happening in your body. That in itself is just a quick little visualization that can help someone with pulling down into their green zone, whether they're having anxiety over taking a test, or they're worried about something that's going to happen, or they're just feeling activated in some way. Let's look at another Just basic directive is just having someone scan their body. Have them show them that sheet that you have, and I'll put a link in the chat too, so you can pull it up. um, but just have them scan their body and notice what they feel in their body. They may notice some racing thoughts, some nausea, a knot in their throat, tightness in their chest, their stomach may be upset. Just bringing awareness to that can pull them back, or it can put focus on it. We're going to talk about an activity in a little bit called the SIF that will help them to feel, to process through it like in a quick way. But when they notice those sensations, they may have this kind of instinct of something is off. I don't feel safe. And then these activities are to help them feel safer. So this is just a quick little thing that Dr. Dan Siegel, I'm a huge fan. I got to see him in a conference one time. I was totally fangirling. I made a fool of myself. So I read all of his books. I love everything that he does. But this right here is goes perfectly with the body scan. Just having them identify any of those activated spaces in their body. And when we're working with kids, we want to speak in a developmentally appropriate way, right? So notice any knot in your throat, or do you have any weird feelings in your tummy or tightness in your chest, or I notice my teeth start to grit. All right, let's close your eyes and I want you to just think, what are you noticing in your body? And you can do like a feelings detector with magnifying glass, or like pretend like it's a lightsaber from Star Wars. Oh, what pictures are coming to mind? What images? Oh, what feelings? It kind of feels scary. Oh, it feels overwhelming. And just really kind of noticing your experience too can be very helpful, being the external regulator, and actually help them with their emotional literacy to even learn the emotion words and any thoughts that goes with it. That can, and you want to make sure you do that when you're first working with the client, like at the beginning in the session, so you have time to like do the lemon activity, do the breathing. But movement is something that can really work it through too. So we're going to do just a little activity, and you could choose to participate at any level that you want to. But I think of like freeze dance. Actually, I need to share the sound real quick. I do this with my clients right at the end of the session. And we'll do it in family sessions too, to help them just kind of pull back into their green zone. So we're going to freeze dance, and you could choose to get up and dance, or you could choose to dance in your seat, or you could choose to do whatever you want.
Let's play the
Here,
party
let's
freeze game.
dance.
Now remember, when I say freeze, freeze. And when I say dance, dance. Dancing, dancing all around. Dancing, dancing, dancing. Dancing any way you please. But stop when I say freeze.
So that's just a real quick, simple way to help them kind of bring back into the green zone. And when we're working with families, that can help them to really understand like the power of music. Maybe they're getting ready to do an activity, to do their schoolwork, or to do something. They may be in their blue zone. That'll help pull them up. And the freeze, actually, when they freeze at the same time, that helps with attunement and connection. Also, predictability helps with safety. So that felt sense of everything's okay. So when we're working with our clients in session, it's really helpful to every time they come in, do the same thing. So as soon as my clients start the session, I say, let's put one hand on our tummy and one hand on our heart, and let's smell the flower and blow out the candle. And then we sit down, we scan our body, and then we start whatever we're going to do. But that those little tiny moments of predictability equals safety, equals like I know what's going to happen. And that can help our clients, as well as if we share with our parents how to do that too. Another one is smell the flower, blow out the candle, or breathe in blue skies, breathe out gray, hold it at the top. Florence's hippo activity was amazing. I love that. So I think I love that even more than these types of breath. But that playful stuff, it in animal imagery, you can really go further than where you can take it just by the directive of breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Another one that I got from Trauma in the Body from Pat Ogden's book. Well, she didn't actually do, with the kid, but I got the idea of the just breathe deep into the ground, hold it, and then breathe out of the ground. So it's like another take on grounding. This works in amazingly. They hold it and then they take that big deep belly breath and they pull it back out. So that's something you can find an example of it on YouTube. I have a few examples of how I do it with a kid, but that's another way that you can pull somebody from the red zone back to their green zone. And also helping, like giving them like time to come up with a playlist and having them share their songs with you is amazing, because not only are you stepping into their world, but their song has meaning. So you're able to get a little bit deeper kind of connection with them in that way. And it's always important that you end in like that positive note, because when we do the tough stuff, it really can stick with you. At the end of the session, if you end with something kind of positive, like the dancing, something that will pull you into, we call the ventral vagal, if you're looking at it through the lens of polyvagal theory, or the green zone, like the dancing, or something that's a little bit more active and moving, that, or a picture, any in one of the five senses, like something that the lemon activity, or a picture of my cute dog, anything like that, their cute dog, it can pull you back into that green zone. And then that's it.
I love it. I love it. I love the dancing. One of the things that's so hard on Zoom, I found, is Violet has a amazing process of using music, but it's interactive. And of course, with the delays, music on Zoom is a disaster. But this dancing part of playing the music, I loved that. So thank you so much.